Are we good? Recording? All right, good to see everybody today. Got a test, that's exciting. You do have detention today. I got an email for that. You're supposed to have it yesterday, but you were taking a long day.
Birthday?
Yeah, birthday.
It was Sloan, Sloan's also taking it.
Yeah. I'm missing one of you. 1, 2. You haven't taken your solo
Yeah,
quiz yet,
yeah.
yeah. Okay. Well, you'll do that now. What you'll do. Here was your group quiz and solo quiz. Good luck to you. Have fun with that. I'm gonna politely kick you out so that we can't do this. Like that. All right, here they come. In no particular order. All right, let's talk.
Okay.
For the most part, the top was decent. Y'all have much better graphs than a lot of kids do at this point, so good job with your drawing points. Down at the bottom is where it started to fall apart, and the thing is, it looks super complicated in the beginning, but it really washes out to be an extremely easy function, yeah, nice and linear. So let's see, our dy dx was 1 plus y over x. And it's very difficult to look at this and know that that's just a line. Actually an absolute value, but it looks kind of linear when you graph it. So they want you to do, let's see, which points did they give you? Okay, so you had dot, 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 and the same thing on the other side. Alright. Notice they're not giving you anything on this line right here, and that makes sense, because you can't actually plug in 0 for your x's, be undefined. In certain situations you get vertical tangents, but this one doesn't happen to be that way. Okay, let's start plugging in points. If you have a y value that is -1, then you get 0 slopes. So those two are pretty straightforward. And then plug these in. If x is 1 but y is 0, you get a slope of 1. This will be a slope of -1. Okay, these I think are slopes of 1/2. So all you need to do is make sure that it is tilted downward. That's a mistake that some of y'all are making. Half doesn't make it steeper, half actually makes it flatter. I don't know whether it was a brain fart for some of you, or whether you actually think your slopes do that. This one I think was a slope of 2.
I think so.
Yeah, 2, so it should be noticeably steeper, okay? So it looks like this starbursting pattern, and when you graph this, you'll see that it's centered around the point 0, -1. This is something you didn't actually discover in the process, but this, if you take the antiderivative, the family is a whole bunch of lines emanating from that point. Just start bursting out like that, okay? Every single slope is going to be pointing right back at that point right there. Not that you needed to know that for this problem. Okay, so here is your slope field. Check your slopes on that. Part B, this is worth 2 points, by the way. The part B was worth 7. The usual 6 for the antiderivative stuff, and then the extra 7th point was the domain, which nobody got, but a couple of you got close. We'll talk about what, do the domain? Yeah. Okay, so let's rock and roll. dy dx is equal to 1 plus y over x. All right, foreshadowing for the domain part. I'm going to go ahead and talk a little bit about it now.
X is not equal to 0.
Clearly x cannot be equal to 0 because it doesn't work inside this function here. However, when we do all the work, it's going to look like 0 actually works, but it doesn't. Another thing, this is a great divide, a chasm, if you will. It's not just 0 that's not going to work, it's whichever side you're not on. So if I'm on this side, I'm never going to cross over to this side. If I'm on this side, I'm never going to cross over into that side, which is going to have some more fun with the domain. Okay? Separate the variables. I mean, I wanna make this way too easy. Okay, it's not exactly cross multiplying, you can do that, but here's what I did. Multiply by dx on both sides, so bring that guy over here, and divide by 1 over y, or 1 plus y. Okay, so you get dy over 1 plus y equals 1 over x, or dx over x. There's your point, make sure you can do that. Take an antiderivative. If you did cross multiply and solve, this is what you should get. Some people want to make it way too easy and just kick the 1 plus y and the x up top and say, that's easy. This is a natural log of absolute value of 1 plus y. Do not forget your absolute value. This one is the natural log absolute value of x
This is what happens when I step up against myself.
plus c. That line right there is worth 3 points. 1, 2, and then the plus c. Make sure you write that. Oh, here's another thing. Don't put plus c if you haven't taken an antiderivative. If you haven't done that yet, don't put your plus c.
Mm.
Some people want to go ahead and tack on a plus. I know I'm supposed to have a plus c somewhere. I'll just stick it right here. All right, we need to, well, you have options. You can, yeah, let's find c. I think they gave you another condition here that you're going through the point -1, 1. So I'll use -1 for x and 1 for y and see what happens to c. That's going to give us the natural log of absolute value of 1 plus 1, which is just 2. Over here we get natural log absolute value of -1 plus c. Okay, absolute value of -1 is 1, and the natural log of 1 is 0. So we get c equals natural log of 2. Absolute value is not necessary because 2 is already positive. So we are here. Natural log absolute value of 1 plus y is equal to natural log absolute value of x plus natural log of 2. Alright, I'm not sure how y'all chose to go from here because it really started to fall apart at this point. But you'll notice you have 5 of the 6 points for this section, so if you got this far finding the c, you really nailed it. Okay, the last point, I hope you can get. The algebra doesn't kill you, arithmetic. I would do this first. Before I get rid of the natural log, I would actually use my log rules and put these two together. If you're adding two of the same log, you can multiply. So this is going to be the natural log of 2 absolute value of x, or the absolute value of 2x, however you wanted to do that. And this side is going to be the natural log absolute value of 1 plus y. Okay, now we have to exponentiate both sides, which gives us this and this. Okay, so when I drop the absolute value, that means my answer could have been positive or negative, so this is where I end up. And you have to decide which one it is, the positive or the negative. We need to go through the point -1, 1. Okay, so if I stick in -1 for x, and I'm supposed to be getting out 1 for y. That's not right. I did it this way. I don't know why that looks silly, but I did it in notes, sorry. Okay, so we need this to turn out to be -1, 1. How are we gonna make that happen? Well, two ways. If you're gonna leave the absolute value in the problem, then your answer would be this. Because if you stick in -1 for this, you will get 1 times 2 is 2, 2 minus 1 is 1. If you drop the absolute value, then you need this to be negative. So either of these two answers, depending on how you approached your absolute value, would have been acceptable. Which is, if I remember correctly, this one right here. This is the one that's cutting through and then it stops. Your domain, the domain actually had nothing to do with this. Some of y'all said all reals because it looks like a line,
No.
right?
And
But-
zero.
It was all, can't be zero, and because we're not even gonna cross over this, it actually stops at zero, so my domain was x is less than zero. If you said not equal to zero, I gave you a half point because you knew how to, I got that part of it, but we never actually cross over into the other zone on the other side. I expected a good 7 points on this one. This is what I thought the average would be of 7 points, which was about an 80, give or take. So I was thrilled if y'all got 6 or more. And I know, 6 or more points on the AP test is phenomenal. On a quiz, when you're talking raw numbers, then not so much, but be proud of getting 6 or more points on this one, solid points. Okie dokie, there's that. It is a 1-part problem or 1-part test today. Just 5 multiple choice and 1 free response. That's it. Okay? You may use your calculator. This is a calculator one, so feel free to go crazy with that.
Would that even help?
I think on 1 or 2 it might, just for checking your numbers. I do not think it helps you on the free response at all, but on multiple choice I think it might. It's really good for a workaround. If you can't remember any of the formulas, then I think it'll help you work around. All right, Michael, you all right?
Yeah.
Make it through the test, then you can take a nap. All right, are we off? Y'all have fun? Good luck on the test. Amber's gonna turn you off here in just a second.
No, I'm gonna get through.